Astia is an organisation led by Sharon Vosmek. Astia's goal is to help women or women co-funded high-growth startups achieve success by giving them access to capital and access to mentoring, advice and support. And what's different about Astia is that Astia isn't about keeping women separate, it's about treating women the same as men, but giving them access to both men and women who want to help them to be successful.
Well, the values of Astia do refer to the strategy of Aspire, in the sense that companies working together in Aspire here in Krakow depend on its people. And in the attempt to move up its value chain, as well as to work against the demographics and get sufficient number of qualified people, we have to go more diverse.
In terms of Astia values, on a personal level, I'm not a feminist and I don't believe that women should be treated differently on each level. But given all the experiences we had and I read about, women need special support in terms of making them believe they can achieve big goals, they can be great leaders, and they are.
Talking about the women's place in businesses in Poland, I would refer closer to my experience, both at Motorola, which I worked before, and Google currently. I would never, ever have a single gender team again. This is not only the engineering qualities, it's also soft skills, ability to solve conflicts. On the long run, there will be plenty of conflicts within the teams. And there's nothing better than having different perspective to resolve those conflicts.
I personally believe in Astia's values, and I think their job is really important because actively helping out women entrepreneurs and women social leaders is very important in current situation in Poland.
As a leader of my team, I would seek a support in helping my businesses grow, because I have 2 startups myself and I also look for investors. And on the other hand, what I could offer as a support for startups is that we have tools and skills to make businesses grow through facilitation, trainings, coaching, so a lot of different things to help business.
I love networking ideas. I think they're wonderful opportunities for people to share their ideas, ask questions and reach out to others. So generally networking ideas for me are great. I think the key issue with networking is that in order for it to be effective, there has to be a certain atmosphere for people to break down their emotional or perhaps like social barriers. You know, some people have it difficult to, let's say, speak in public. So if you create the right space and time for people to just to talk one-on-one in a networking event, that's just very effective.
Google has a lot of efforts in line with what Astia does. We support women and we have a lot of programs, just to name a few of them. Mind the Gap program, which is for girls in secondary schools. We invite them to Google offices and we let them meet with our engineers, male and female engineers, who tell them about their experiences from the universities as well as working as software engineers in various companies. And we have Gag for Moms program, and this is to support mothers on maternity leaves or not working moms who would like to think of starting their own business, but they don't feel motivated enough. They miss knowledge. They are not so sure if this is the right way. We'll invite them to 10 meetings where we will show them various opportunities, starting from financing, legal issues, Also Google tools and apps they can use for free to run their businesses more effectively. And we'll try to motivate them and mentor them and have at least some of them to start their own business and becoming a great leader, leading their own startups.
Web Muses is a community of women involved in ICT, and we empower and encourage women to use technology at work and daily life. Although the events are organized mostly for women, men are deeply involved in organization. 3 out of 12 core team members are developers who truly understand the need of involving women in technology, and everyone who would like to be in a community, who would like to help, is very welcome. Everyone is equal, everyone has impact on what we are doing, regardless the gender.
We already know that gender diversity is an important factor for innovation. We already know that intergroup relations can facilitate creativity and decision making. We already know about disparity on the job market. We already have some answers. So all we have to do is to implement it and spread the word.
Everyone who'd like to achieve some goals in career or like in IT environment needs some support. Doesn't matter if that's the women or men, like everyone needs support from family, friends, even from organizations. So if Astia would like to do it and has some sources to help women to be more empowerment in ICT, that's what we need. That's what would be great to have in Krakow.